Hi guys, so this will cover question number 1, but also you'll have more questions like these on your test. So we're just going to talk about how to convert percents to fractions. You can see up here that the one on the study guide says 45%. Well, something to remember is that percent means per 100. So if I say this, I'm saying 45 per 100, and how we would write that is 45 over 100. That answer is good, but it's not the best answer because it is not simplified. So what I have to do is I have to say, okay, what is the greatest common factor between 45 and 100? I'm going to guess that the greatest common factor is probably 5 because I can't think of a number that's bigger than 5 that goes into both 45 and 100. So if I divide both by 5, I'm going to end up with 9/20. I know that there is not a number that is that goes into both 9 and 20, so I'm finished. I would know if I didn't choose the greatest common factor and maybe just chose a factor if if I was able to then divide them both by another number. So it's okay if you don't do the GCF. Just sometimes how it works is you'll have to do a little bit more work, have to write a few more things out. But this would be the final answer. If I were to get a number such as, let's say I had 125%, even though it's bigger than 100, it's still considered 125 per 100. So I would do it the exact same way. I just put it on top of my 100. And then I simplify. I would say, okay, 100 goes into 125 one time with 25 left over out of 100. Then here's a really good example. If I didn't choose the GCF of 25 on here and I just chose 5 and I divided both numerator and denominator by 5, I would be left with 1 and 5/20. But then I can look and I can say, oh, well, 5 goes into 5 and 20. So I'm going to do that again. And I'll end up with 1 and then 1/4. So that would be my final answer there. So end of the day, when you have a percent and you're changing it to a fraction, you're just going to take that number. You're going to put it over 100 and simplify. I'm going to show you one more thing just in case you run into this. But if you were to get something like, let's say 4.5, 4 5/10%, you're still going to do the same thing and put it over 100. But the rule is that you cannot have a decimal inside of a fraction. It's just one of those things you can't do. So remember, what we do on this is we're going to move that decimal out by multiplying it by 10. In this case, you're multiplying it by 10 because it only takes you one shift to the right to get it out. If you had to move it twice to get it out, that would be multiplying it by 100. Whatever you do to the numerator, you need to do to the denominator. So you're going to move the decimal point there at a 0. And you would be left with 45 over 1,000, and then you would simplify. So I know that 5 goes into both of these, so I'll have 9, 1,000 divided by 5 would be 200, and I don't believe there's a number that goes into 9 and 200. Of course, I'll double check, but that should be my final answer. So those are just a few scenarios. I hope you can use this to help.